You can simply come back to the blockchain coder. There you will find all the project we have built and all the status file we will find. So simply come back here in the section and click on the source code. You will come back to the project section. There you will find all the project we have on our channel. So you can simply download the project and start building. So to get the starter file, you can simply come back here and go back to the recent project. And this is the one. I will attach this final video, the setup video in this, so you can follow that. You can click on this get now. And here you will find the starter file, and you can simply take the final code and you can watch the final code setup video here. So you can simply click here and you will come back to the GitHub. There you will find the entire project architecture we have defined and everything is explained. So you can simply clone the repository and we can start building the project. Now I will show you that how you have to do the final code setup once we'll take the final source code. When you will download the final source code, you will get this zip file. So make sure to extract that. In that you will have this particular folder. Make sure to open this one and you will have these two folders. This is the final source code and this is the starter file, which we're going to simply clone it and we're going to start building the complete project together. In this setup, I'm going to show you the complete code of this particular project which we have developed. So make sure to open this particular folder in your VS Code. So I already have VS Code. I'm going to go in my open. I'll go back to desktop and I have this particular folder right up here in my Solana NFT. So this is the folder we have extracted. Make sure to select this and this is the one we have to open. So select and open. So this is the entire code we have coded in the entire Solana NFT marketplace. So let me make on the big screen. Let me give a little bit zoom to explain you the entire code architecture. So this is the exact thing we're going to code in the complete project, and this is what exactly you will have in the final source code. So we have this component. In that we have the entire component, the entire UI component of our application. So we have the global component in which we are managing all the component related to our admin panel and in the marketplace. So we have the banner, we have the body sidebar, NFT burn, buy NFT, filter, in loader, list for sale, market header. We have mouse, cart 1, cart 2, cart 3, NFT transfer, preloader, sidebar, tab, title, unlist NFT. This is the entire code we have coded and you don't need to make any changes. If you want to make the changes in the text, so you can simply come back to the relevant section in the HTML and you can simply change the name. This is the text, you can do that. But every single thing is dynamic. I will explain you that what are the changes you can do. So this is the entire component we have in the global. Then we have the home, and this all the component which we have in the home is the landing page, means our front end part, the home page. In that we have taken couple of dummy data. So this one is for the collections. The dummy data, you can promote any collection for any artist. We have the information about our project, that how our NFT marketplace will work. Then we have the promotion, the NFT we are promoting about a specific user. You can simply change these details as well. And here we are simply providing all the wallets. So you can simply customize based on the requirement. You can also charge the money for different wallet provider to promote their wallet in your DApp. So that's the option we have included to run ad component for promotion. So this is the data which we can simply replace and change it. So this is the dummy data we have. Now we have the global component and here we have all the component which we are using in the home page. So this is the action. These all are different design. This is the collection, discovery, feature, filter, footer, header, hero, information, loader, mouse, popular, pop-up, preloader, promotion, top promotion. That's all we have. You don't need to make a single change any one of these places. I'll tell you what are the changes you have to do. So this is the global component. Now we have the SVG. So all of these icons we are using in the project. So you can simply check. This is the filter 1, filter 2. So we have multiple icons which I'm simply importing and exporting. And some of the icons I'm also using from our React icon. So we are using the combination of our SVG and the React icon. So that's the SVG icons we have here. So simply close this one. The next one we have is the index. In that we are importing all the components. So all of this global component which is coming from here, that's what we are importing here and exporting right from here, so we can utilize it in our different pages, different section. So close this one. Now that's the entire component section. I hope you guys have understood that what exactly we have in the component and you don't need to make any changes in the component. So we are done with the component. Now we have the context and here we have built all the logic in the constant. So you can simply come back here, which allow us to interact with the Solana blockchain. So we are using this tool library. You don't need to make any changes in this particular place. I'll tell you what are the changes you have to do. So we are using Pinata for uploading our data to the IPFS, which we have to provide in the contract. And here we have our Shyft credentials and our marketplace contract address and Shyft API key and endpoint. Here we have the notification, the function called copy. This one is for short address. This one is for uploading the images. This one is for uploading the metadata, because this is what we have to provide to our Metaplex, then it can interact and do the transaction. Then we have the function called get user NFT. So this particular one will give all the NFT which particular user hold in the Solana blockchain. So all you have to do is to simply provide the address. Then we have the get collection. This is the additional feature I have added. You just can provide it. Then we have the seller listing. Then we have the active listing, which we are having in the marketplace. So you don't need to touch anything in here. We have the order history of the account. We have the active listing of the seller. We have the notification. So these are the functions we have. Pretty good, pretty simple. Then the next one we have is the design section. In that we have all the UI component, all the design which I have already provided. So you can simply check what are the things we're going to simply develop together and what are the things you will have in the final source code. So every single thing is looking great. Perfect. You can see all of these different components are already there, so you can simply have a look how everything is going to look. Perfect. So I'll simply come back here. This is what we have in the design, and here we have the output folder. So I will also show you that how you're going to simply deploy. So this will not be there in the final source code. I'm going to simply update that, so I will simply delete it. Now you can simply come back to the pages. There we have multiple pages. So we have this app.js, which is the starting point of our application. So you can see we have done the network configuration. That's all we have done. So just keep it as it is. You don't need to touch anything. So we are simply getting the network details from the local storage, and that's what we are providing in our endpoint and in our context management for our wallet provider. So and here we have all the JavaScript files which we are using for animation and library. So you just keep it as it is. So don't need to touch anything in here. Then we have the coming. So you can simply do the changes. This is for the coming page. You can simply do the changes in the text and the titles. That's all you can do it. That's all you can do it. Now we can come back to the contact us. Here we are build the contact us page. We have all of these details, so user can simply send the details. If you want to do the editing, you can do that, and if you want to change and update the map, you can do that. All you have to do is to simply get the URL from the Google map in the iframe, and that's what you have to provide here, and it will display your details, your location, address in the project, and the rest should be fine. Don't touch it anything. Everything is good. Then we have the index page. So this is our home page, where we have all the landing page and all the basic details which we are providing. Just keep it as it is. This is the maintenance page. Again, you can do that changes based on your requirement, but it's absolutely fine. Here we have the marketplace. We are simply using this libraries, all the components we have here. We are using the functions. We are taking our wallet provider because we have written our custom wallet. Here we have taken the states. We have the API called states, and here we have the details. That's all we have. And we have the loader logic, we have the preloader, market header, sidebar, market cap, all of this component, and this is the dynamic component for the transfer, listing, buying, unlisting, like burn. We have a loader and the mouse. Then we have the NFT detail page. So this is the NFT detail page. If you come back to the popular, here we have the popular page. There you will find all the NFT which is popular and listed in our marketplace. That's all you will find. And here we have the active seller page, where you can able to find all the sellers and their details, that how many NFTs they hold. So we have so many pages which we go to develop in the project. So that's the pages section we have. Then we have the public. So we are using this particular asset folder. Inside that we have our CSS file, we have the font, we have the icon, we have the images. So all of these images you can see which I have uploaded, that's all provided to all of you guys. So you can simply come back here and you can check one by one. Okay, this is the icon, that's all is given here. So you can simply check it. That's the images. We have the JavaScript file. Just keep it as it is because this is what we are utilizing for animation and the slider, all on that. Now we can simply come back for the logo. So here you can see this is the 3 types of logo we are using. This is the one which we are using for the order section, and here we have the banner logo because we have 2 different logo, one for the home page and one for the marketplace. So you can simply just do that. Okay, pretty good. You can simply change the images but keep the name as it is. So the moment you will keep the name as it is, it will automatically reflect in all the places wherever we have used the logo. Correct. This is the public we have. Now we can come back to the styles, and we have also written a couple of custom styling. So we are using all of this library and the styles we are using, and here we have written a couple of custom classes which we are utilizing in our project for changing the state and the management. So you don't need to touch anything in here. If you want to rechange the branding, you can do that, unless or until if you know how to do it, how to change the coloring in the CSS file. And now you can come back here in the Next.js file. You don't need to do any configuration here. You can come back to the package.js file. So I'll show you how you can deploy this application after generating a static file. So these are the libraries we are using. We are using FORMSPREE for sending emails. We are using Metaplex context management for creating NFT and building the features. We are using Phantom adapter, adapter React UI component, wallet, Solana Web3.js, which allow us to communicate with the Solana blockchain. We are using XCS, and I'm using this particular React version. There is no problem. This one is a stable one. We are using Drop Zone for uploading our images or our NFT JPEGs, and we are using the toaster for displaying the notification and React icon. So all of this package are very light in nature, which give us the power to our application. I have given all the instruction about this particular, that what are the requirements you need to have. So if you follow this video till then, you will understand everything, that how we can do the setup once you will take the final source code and what exactly we're going to develop it. Perfect. Now come back to the environment variable, because all the changes which you have to do in the environment variable. So you can simply come back here in the environment variable, and let me explain one by one, because this is very important and you have to understand it. I hope you guys can understand. This is very basic. Here you have to provide your own Pinata API key and secret key. Anyway, I'm going to provide you these two credentials in the final source code, but after a certain time it will not work, because it has 100 limit. Once that limit is got over, you cannot able to use this credential. So you have to create your own account in your Pinata, and you have to get your own API key and secret key, which I will show you how you can create that. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is to use our Shyft context, which we're going to utilize it for creating and interacting with the Solana blockchain and getting the details. So we have to get our API key from Shyft, which I will show you how you can get it. Anyway, I'm going to provide you this in my final source code, but it has limit because I'm using the free account. And this is the endpoint for making the API request to the Shyft for getting the data. And this is the address of our contract which we have deployed on Solana blockchain for our NFT marketplace. So I will also tell you how you can deploy your contract and generate your key. And it has a couple of conditions which we have to follow. Now you have to get your own RPC URL for the Alchemy. You can use any Web3 providers. Right now we have multiple Web3 providers, but I'd like to use, when it's come to for Solana, I personally like to use Alchemy, because I can create free account and I can make as many requests as I want. So anyway, this I will provide, but make sure to get your own. It would be better. And here you have to get your own FORMSPREE API key, because we are sending emails using this particular provider, FORMSPREE. And here we have the interesting part. So this is the admin which deploy the contract. So you have to understand one condition, because we are using Metaplex. The account which you will use for deploying the NFT marketplace contract, you cannot use that account for buying the NFT. If you do that, the transaction will fail. But you can use different account. So this is the account I have used for deploying the contract. So once you deploy that contract with one account, like I have already deployed the contract with this account, so I cannot able to deploy the contract one more time with the same account. I have to use different account, because this is the logic they have implemented. So once you use one particular account for deploying the contract, you cannot use the same account for deploying the same contract one more time. So that's the two things you have to keep in mind. You cannot use this account for buying the NFT from your own marketplace, and once you deploy the NFT marketplace contract using this particular account, you cannot use the same account. You can only use it once for deploying the contract. And here we have the charges of the fee which we are taking. Like I'm charging 5, like 0.005 for creating NFT. And here for being on the safer side, I'm receiving all the fund. Like whenever the user will create NFT, whenever the user will buy the NFT, or whenever the user will receive or list the NFT, I'm receiving the fund in this particular wallet address. And that's what I would recommend you, because this is what exactly we follow in the industry. So generating and deploying the contract with a different account and receiving the fund, the commission we are getting from the user for creating NFT and listing in a different wallet address. So this is what generally I try to follow in the industry, to keep things separate. And that's the same approach I would suggest you. Okay. So here I'm going to receive all the commission when the user will create NFT and buy and list. So this is the hash of the transaction for deploying the contract, like the NFT marketplace contract. You can simply copy, and you can simply explore and see all the details, and you can simply go to the logs. I have also provided you in the starter file. So you have to simply provide all of this. So what do you have to provide? You have to get this, you have to get this, you have to get this one, you have to also get this one, you have to get this, and you have to get the addresses. So you need two addresses, one for deploying the marketplace contract and the one which you need for receiving the fund. Perfect. Got it? Now let's try to get all the thing one by one. So first we have to get our Pinata API key and secret key, which is very simple. I have explained tons of time in the previous project. So what I will do, I'll simply come back to the browser. So simply type Pinata Cloud This is a really powerful platform which allow you to upload the document to the IPFS, and they have the free versions, free plan, so you can simply use it for absolutely free. I can simply log into my account. I already have my account, so make sure to create your account. So once you will create your account, it takes up to 12 hours to get verified. So make sure to create your account and fulfill all the requirement which they are asking you, and once you will fulfill the requirement, you will have the access of the dashboard. So let me log in very quickly, and here you can see I'm back into my dashboard. You can see my credit got already exhausted because I already provided the same API key in my previous project, and some of you guys are using extensively. So here you will find all the project which I have uploaded, and you can see the details. Like right now we have done couple of uploads. That's all the details you will find. So to get your own API key, you can simply come back here. Here we have the option called API key, and here you will find all the API key you have generated. So I have generated tons of API key. You can simply generate one more. So I'll simply click on this new API key, and here you will have an option. So you can simply give the name of your project. So I'll say Solana NFT Marketplace. You can call whatever you want, and I want to have the access of the admin label. So all of this feature you can see, I want to have the access of all of that. So I'll click on this admin, and here you can set the limit. So in the free account you can set the limit to up to 1000, but if you have a pro account, which I would recommend you, if you really want to launch your NFT marketplace, I would suggest you to simply do a little bit investment. But in the free account is enough, because they will allow you to upload up to 1000 images, 1000 document in one particular API key. So let's set the limit to 1000, because that's the max limit I can set. Once I'm done with that, I can click on this generate API key, and it's going to simply generate that. So we need this two credential, API key and secret key. If you have the backend in your project, you can simply do the backend configuration and make a hyper secure system. But I will go with the simplest approach, which is obviously going to be a secure system as well. There's no problem. So simply copy this one, API key, come back to the code, and I'm not going to remove this one because this is what I'm going to provide you in the final code. I'll simply replicate this, and I'm going to simply comment this one. So first thing, I have to give a little space, and I'm going to simply paste here. So we got this new one, and the same way I can get the secret key. So simply copy this one, got it, and I can come back to my code, and there I can simply provide it. So replace it and paste it. So we got this two credential. That's the two things we need from Pinata for uploading the document to the IPFS. So once you're done with that, now you can simply come back here, open a new tab, and what else we need now? So we are done with these two things. Now we have to get our Shyft API key. Shyft API, simply copy this one, and that's what you can simply paste here and hit enter. It's a really powerful platform which allow you to interact with the Solana blockchain, and it's really help you to create and interact with the Metaplex, and it takes most of the jargon away from you as a developer. So you can simply come back here, you can click on this very first link, and you can come back to the documentation. There you will find the huge details that how you can utilize their API endpoints. So you can click on this doc. There you will find that they have the bunch of explanation. We're going to use their API endpoint for interacting with the ABI for generating the wallet addresses, the contract addresses, okay? Because the ABIs are already there on the Solana blockchain, and we're going to use that ABI to create our NFT, build our marketplace. So there you will find all the details. So make sure to come here and create your account. So I'll come back here, and I already have my account. So I'll simply click on this get API key, and you have to get your own API key, and you have to fulfill all of these details. So once you fulfill and verify your account, they will have a similar dashboard, and here you will have the API key. And when you will create your account for the very first time, that might takes a little bit time, like it will take you close to 6 hours to get activated. And from here you can able to toggle, but it's going to give you the same API key. So make sure to get the API key, and you can simply come back to the pricing plan, and you can see, but free is enough for a testing for a small case application. But if you already want to scale it up, I would suggest you take the plan which is not that high. You can come back to the users, and there you will find all the transaction which you are doing in the API endpoint. That's all you will find here. Okay, so you can simply come back to the overview, and you have to get your API key. So simply copy this one, and that's what you have to provide. So that's what you have to provide, and I can simply come here and paste it. It's the same one because I'm using the same account. Make sure to get your own one. So we got our API key from Shyft. This is fine. There is no need to do the changes. Now you have to get your own marketplace address, because we have to deploy our contract, which I will show you how you can do that. And I hope you guys know how to use Alchemy for getting the RPC URL. So let's go back to the Alchemy. You can simply copy this URL if you don't know what it is, and you can come back to the new tab. So simply open this a new tab, and you can see we are using different technologies. You can come back here, and this Alchemy is a very powerful platform which allow you to interact with the blockchain node. So you don't need to build your own node. You can build your own node, but it's going to be energy extensive. So I'll simply log into my account because I already have my account, and you have to create your account, log in, and there you will find all the details, all the project which I have created. So a couple of active project which I have that's running. You can see we are getting tons of requests. That's all I have. So you can simply create a new project. I already have the existing project, so I can simply get it from there. If you want to create a new one, you can simply click here and you can simply provide the details about the project and the app name, and you can create here. So once you will create, you will have this apps which you will create, and you can click on the endpoint. I'm going to use this one, and here you will find all the blockchain RPC URLs which you can use it for getting the details. Some of them are free, some of them are pro, but Solana is free in Alchemy. So I can use the Solana. So I can simply come back here. Let's try to find out Solana. This is the Solana we got. So you can simply click here and you can pick the mainnet or devnet. So for devnet, we're going to use the Phantom, the default one, because it's working fine. But when it's come to the mainnet, the default one is not working. That's why we are using this Alchemy. So all you have to do is to simply copy this one, and you can come back here, and that's what you have to press. So I'll simply replicate it, and I'm going to simply comment this portion, and I have to simply get it and paste here. So that's how you can generate it. So you got your RPC URL. Make sure to get your own, because mine have a limit. I'm using the free account. So we got this as well. Everything's looking great. Now we have to get our FORMSPREE API key. It's also pretty easy. You can simply click here and type FORMSPREE. It's a powerful platform which allow you to send emails. You can use multiple provider. This one is open to option. You can use node mailer for sending the emails, but this one is pretty free. That's why I'd like to use it. So you can simply click on the sign in, and here you will come back here in the dashboard. You can see I have multiple project which is running on at the moment. So I can use the pre-existing project to receive the mail, or I can simply create a new one. So to create a new one, I can simply come back here in the form, and I'm already in the form section. Sorry, my bad. So if I want to create a new project, I can simply do that, or I can simply go in the existing project. So create a new one. I can click on this add new, and here I will have a multiple option called new project. So obviously it's going to be a new project. If I want to add a if I want to create a form in an existing one, I can simply go with this option. But in your case, you have to go in the new project, and you have to give a name. So I'll say Solana NFT place, and I can click on this create project. So here it's created the project in this Solana. In that I have to create a form. Again, you can able to see all that. The best part of this particular platform that you can easily able to connect with a different provider. Like you can automate the entire scenario. So let's create a form. I can click on this and I can simply give a name. I'll say Solana email. This is the project name, and like the account you will choose for creating account, in that you're going to receive all the emails. So this is my test email in which I'm going to receive all the emails which user will send. So I'll click on this create form, and it's going to generate the form. So here we have generated the project, and then you will find multiple options to connect. So you can see this is the key we need. This is our API key need, and we have a multiple options. You can go with HTML, Ajax, React, like HTML file, form button, multiple option we have, but I'll go with the React, and I need this only. Copy this one, and you can simply come back here in the code, and that's what I have to provide. So I'll simply replicate it, and I'm going to simply comment this one and paste here. Got it. So this is the new keyword I got it. All the submission you will get, that's all you will find right up here. So here you will find all the stats about the submission which user will do. That's also going to relate here. You can also add the plugin. So you can come back here and you can simply connect with the existing email provider. So right now, some of them are free, like you can go with the Discord, Telegram, Stripe. That's all you will have. But some of them are premium one. But I would suggest you to go with the free one. So we got this as well. We got most of the credential for absolutely fine. We got this, we got this, we have got this one. We have to deploy our contract, which I will show you how we can deploy it. And we got this one. Now it's time to get your account addresses. So this is the account which I cannot use it because I have already used this account for deploying my contract. So what I will do, I'll come back to my Phantom wallet. So let's come back here. So I'll simply come back here in the Phantom wallet, and I believe that you guys have Phantom wallet. If not, then you cannot able to deploy and build project. Obviously you can build, we have multiple provider, but I like to use Phantom. I have all my assets in the Phantom. So here I'm back into my Phantom wallet, and then you will find that I have bunch of accounts. So you can see I have bunch of accounts. So I cannot use this 2 account. So this is the one I guess I have used. So let me come back here in my code, and it's a JQ. If I go back in the let's say this is the AQ, And this is the GF. I cannot use this one as well because this one I have already used in a different project, and this one I have used the demo I have given. Let's use this particular account for deploying our contract. So let's check that whether I have used or not. So I'll simply copy this one, and that's account I'm going to use it. So I'll simply come back here, I'll comment this portion, and this is the account which I'm going to use for deploying, the account number 4. Perfect. And exactly the same account. So what I will do, I'll simply receive all the fund right up here in this account, in account number 1. Let's swap the addresses. Correct. So these are the two different accounts. This one I will going to use for deploying the contract of the marketplace, and this one I will receive the fund. So we have updated all of that. Now we have to simply upload our marketplace address. So we got all of this. Now simply close, come back here. Looks pretty fine. Now it's time to do the testing. Everything's looking good. Now it's time to simply install the packages. So we're going to simply install all of these packages. Then we can simply test it. So simply come back here, open up your terminal, and you have to do the check of the couple of requirements. So currently I'm using the latest node version, which is absolutely fine. You can see I have this particular node version and I don't have any problem. If you have any problem, make sure to try to switch the system node version, that which one is using, and it will work absolutely fine. And if I show you my node, version I have already shown. If I show you my npm version, I'm currently using this. So I'm using the latest one. There's no problem in that. So make sure to have this one. Once you're done with that, now simply clear the terminal and we have to install the packages. So simply type npm I. It's going to do the installation of all the package and it will have our node modules. We can see we are getting couple of warnings like depreciated. Simply ignore that because some of the version we are using in the previous one, which is more suitable, and we need those features to interact with the APIs which is there in the Solana blockchain. It is giving you a couple of vulnerability. It's just a warning. Just keep it as it is. You don't need to run any more of this command. Just leave it. Once you're done with that, simply clear your terminal. And now it's time to test our application. So I would suggest you that to run the project as it is, because this environment variable, this marketplace contain all the information, because I already have a lot of transaction, a lot of NFT is listed in this marketplace. So let's test it without changing this. So let's type npm run dev. Just do it the way I'm doing it. Just follow from start to end the way I'm doing it. Everything will make sense. You can see our application is running on localhost 4000, localhost 3000. Simply copy this one. Got it? Close this one. Close this one. Now you can come back to the browser, open a new tab, and you can simply with the Next.js approach where you can simply deploy the application as a Next.js. But I would like to go with the static approach because some of you are interested using in WordPress where you can simply deploy your file and everything will be working fine. So if you want to use any like WordPress or any custom provider or free platform, you can do that very easily. So this is the command we have to run. So let me show you. Let's open up your terminal. I'm going to stop the application from running. And you have to simply type this particular command build one. So simply type npm run build, hit enter. It's going to simply generate the static file. Just a moment, it's generating the files. Just give few seconds and just a moment. And here we are getting bunch of warning. Just simply ignore that one. It's not that important. And finally we have generated our static file. Simply ignore this. These are the JavaScript warnings we are getting. Now once you will simply compress and generate the static file, this is what exactly you will get, output folder. In that you will have all the pages, all the assets. That's all is reflecting here. This is the entire folder we have to deploy. So we're going to use Netlify. You can use WordPress, any other platforms. So simply come back here, open a new tab, and I already have Netlify here. So make sure to type Netlify and simply click on Netlify here. It's going to open this platform. It's a very powerful platform which allow you to upload the static application for absolutely free. So make sure to create an account, or I would suggest you to create an account using GitHub, because if you have your project on GitHub, I mean if you want to import it from GitHub, you can do that very easily. So I'll simply log in, and I have already connected my GitHub account. Here you will find all the project which I have deployed, and this is the one which I'm going to deploy one more time. So I'll simply click on this add new site, and here we have multiple options. You can import from GitHub, template, and manually. So we'll go with the manually. And you can simply click here and you can go back to the desktop. We can go back to the NFT Solana. Here you can go here, Solana. I can go back in this. In that you will find that this is the output folder we have generated. So simply select this one, click on upload, click on upload, and here it's uploading. It will take few seconds, just a moment. This says this maybe cause error blocking. Let's simply reload the page one more time. Click here and I can go back here, go back to the Solana. This is the one we have generated, and I can simply select the folder and simply deploy. Click on upload and it is uploading. Just a moment. Sometimes it takes a little bit time, so just wait. Finally this time it will upload successfully, and finally we have uploaded successfully. You can see all the logs, everything's looking great. Now we have to do the site configuration. You can simply come back, change the URL name. So I'll go with the Solana place NFT. You can give whatever name you want. I can click on save and it's going to save, and I got the new URL. You can see everything's looking great. I can click on this and it will open a new tab in the final source code. So with that, I'm ending this video. Soon the project will come on the channel, so you can follow that. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.